Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Aries Only, where I channel messages for Aries only. Today we're checking in with your spirit guides. We're going to get a quick message to see what they most want you to know right now. I like to leave these messages open-ended to let whatever they want to say come through. So let's go ahead and get the first card here. Okay. What would Aries spirit guides most like to convey to them? Okay. We have number 11, Eruption of Light, and then number 52, the Ancient Ones. I want to read that too because that's like a very special card. That's like kind of like a direct message from your spirit guides, but let's read the first message. Eruption of Light. Your every prayer is a power-packed eruption of light beamed into the divine presence. Some pray with fear or doubt, as though the prayer is not doing much at all. Yet you understand that prayer is powerful, that it is divine action set in motion. Your power of divine prayer emerges from your heart and out through your throat, whether you speak or sing your prayer silently within your own mind, or aloud for all the world to hear. Let your prayers be vocalized as feeling expressed to the divine in words or song if you choose. You have the power to heal at your fingertips and vocal cords. Through your voice, you can heal. Let your hands be joined in prayer position at your heart and your mouth open to let the breath of your spirit move through your throat, creating sound. As you speak it, so shall it be. This oracle holds a message for you. Your words have more power than you may realize, and you have a special ability to heal with words, to bring light where it is needed, and to uplift through simple kindness spoken. You also have a message to bring. It might be an urge to write or speak on topics that are close to your heart. You may also simply have the need at a soul level to share from the heart with others when you are engaged in conversations. This oracle says your voice is part of your power. Do use it. Okay, so I feel like this is first of all like a very spiritual message coming through. This is like a more of like a self-focused, like inner work kind of a message. This is your spirit guides wanting to kind of like have a talk with you about maybe like the progress and the growth that you've been trying to like aspiring to, and maybe like the progress that you've actually made. And I feel like this part is really stuck out to me the most. The oracle says your voice is a part of your power. Do use it. That's making me think that maybe you have not been using it as of late as much as you maybe feel like you should have been, in whatever way that means, whether that means speaking up when you see something, you know, that you feel very strongly about happening that is wrong, and like defending other people. It could be like something where you share your message. This was talking about reading and writing and things like that. Just putting yourself out there in the message and your beliefs and your kindness. This could just be like in your daily interactions with people. Maybe just you've been letting things get to you, and maybe haven't been, you know, as kind as you usually would be, or something like that. And Spirit is just wanting to draw your attention to that. So let's quickly look at this number 52, and then we're going to get the rest of the cards and just see what else is coming through here. So number 52, the Ancient Ones. Your spiritual growth is now acknowledged and witnessed by the heavenly ones that see beyond time and space into the reality of your soul. Do not lose heart if your spirituality is not fully acknowledged, understood, or appreciated by those around you in the physical world as yet. Though they may love you, it is most likely that their vision is still bound by time and space, and they cannot see into the very real gains that you have made in the subtle world, where all true spiritual growth begins. So the Ancient Ones reach out to you and bring the message. We see you, beloved. We honor your growth. It is real, it is palpable, and soon it will manifest fully in the physical world with breathtaking beauty. We honor your light. Namaste. And it's funny because this is an eruption of light, and I feel like that's what they're saying, like this is within you. So even if you have been trying to do these things that we were talking about earlier, the examples that I used, putting yourself out there on like some sort of a platform, or speaking up, or trying to like be kind to people, but feeling like it's having no effect. I think Spirit's saying like we see it, just the fact that you're doing that is showing like the growth in you, and that's so important, and it's so recognized by us. I feel like that's what they would say. This oracle brings guidance that you have taken a leap in personal growth. If you are still testing it in the physical world, trying to translate your inner changes into outer experiences, take heed. It's only a matter of time before you see reflected back to you in your physical world what you have become within. And you will see it mirrored back to you in the eyes of those around you in sacred relationship too. That's a beautiful message here, guys. And I feel like this is really like your spirit guides trying to comfort you and kind of trying to like boost you up a little bit. And I just like looked over and saw a sleigh today. So you know what, slay, you're slaying every day. I feel like that's what they want you to know. Like, you're killing it every day. You're doing your best here. Whatever gift you have, clearly you have some sort of gift of expression or some sort of gift of your voice or your words having an impact. And it could be in any capacity. Maybe I'll post it on my community page. I saw Xtremetarot posted it. It was a meme, and it said, it was like a little quote. It said like, yes, hurt people. Maybe you've seen it. I've seen it before too. This isn't the first time I've seen it, but it said, but like, healers heal people, free spirits, free people. What was the other things that it said? Safe people, something like secure people, shelter people, like, you know, whatever, basically saying that like, yes, it's true that like hurt perpetuates hurt, but also like the good in the world can perpetuate itself as well. And even if you don't see evidence of it, don't let that discourage you, because like as you get stronger and more able to like sustain that goodness, it will spread in the world. And like that's what it's all about. So okay, so let's see, I just got this new deck here, the Woodstock Tarot. Yeah, did I say happy holidays? It's Christmas Eve at like 3 in the morning where I'm at right now, but we exchanged gifts already, and this is one of mine. I also got this other really cool deck I'm going to use too. I'm going to get all my oracles first, and then we're going to talk, so just bear with me. Feel free to fast forward if you'd like. So what does Aries, what do their spirit guides most want to convey to them right now? Can you elaborate on this message for Aries? What do they most need to hear right now from their spirit guides? Okay. The Emperor. An Aries card. I love it. It says canned heat. The Emperor, you have bread and protection. That's just out of sight. Oh, wait. You have bread and protection, period. That's just out of sight, because obviously this is Woodstock. So I guess they're speaking in that like hippie lingo. So, okay, that's out of sight. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Strength card. 10 years after, it says, use your courage, confidence, and passion. The strength of mind is way out. Yeah, so I feel like it's not always easy to, oh wait, I said I'm not going to talk, but it's not always easy to walk a spiritual path. And like, I feel like a lot of people in your life, like this is talking about 10 years after, but a lot of people in your life may sort of look down, kind of disdain, like turn their nose up or down, on your chosen path or your way of being or something like that. Or for instance, if there is like some sort of a platform and you're doing it and you're not really getting a lot of traction, people could kind of be like, you know, that's kind of like a waste of your time and something like that. And you could be dealing with a lot of discouragement, but you feel like a strong soul call here. So yeah, it takes strength to deal with those kinds of things, which is what that other card was talking about, the Ancient Ones. All right, so what else? This is another card, gift from my sister. Thank you, Andrea. All right, so let's see. What would Aries spirit guides most want to say to them right now? We have Transmute with the Weaver on the bottom of the deck. And what do we want to get here? I guess one of these. What message does Aries spirit guides have for them right now? We have Fork in the Road, number 13, with Higher Power on the bottom of the deck. And let's get an animal card also. I don't think they need to be like that. Close. What's the message for Aries right now? And their spirit guides. I saw the dragonfly. It's funny because I've been watching Gilmore Girls and I'm thinking about like the dragonfly in, but okay, but that's a good example because Lorelai, she wanted to open the inn for so long and kind of seems unlikely. She was a single mom, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, little by little, she built up her dreams. It may have taken time, but I feel like this is more about like playing the long game here with your dreams and your goals for yourself, even if it's more personal spiritual goals. But okay, so what is the message Aries Spirit Guides has for Aries right now? Earthworm. Oh, that's so weird. That just came out in a reading I did the other day. And then we have the crocodile here. I feel like this is almost like you guys, and this is like the people in your life. I feel like they're almost, or it can feel like that to you, whether this is actually the case or not. You could maybe feel like there's a lot of people around with these sharp teeth, I'm noticing. And like, think about the body of an earthworm would be very vulnerable to those teeth. Not able to like move quickly, you know, to like get away. Like there really is kind of defenseless against this sort of more like menacing figure here that we see with the crocodile. So again, we have this strength card coming through on the bottom of the deck. And I feel like it does take a sort of strength, like the sort of strength that the strength card denotes, which is a more feminine form of strength. Like it's not brute male strength. It is like more of like a soft feminine strength. Like you're, like I was saying, like this earthworm is not going to outrun this crocodile. It's not going to be able to fight off this crocodile. It's a very vulnerable figure here. It's in a very vulnerable position, and it needs to sort of draw on something else in order to maintain, I don't know, maintain its dignity, whatever you're facing, maintain its strength, maintain its sense of purpose, maintain its drive to keep moving forward. I feel like there's somebody around that may be trying to like stifle your light here, put out your light. They have like hungry eyes for you. It's like that you could find that you're maybe like an easy target. And I feel like a lot of times when you do have this light within you, this kindness within you, people see that and it shines a light on themselves. It kind of creates like, you know, it's like the mirror, how everyone you look at is a mirror. So I feel like people that don't have this ability to like be the light in the world like you do, could possibly like see this light in you and have like a more negative reaction to it. And then it could cause you to maybe feel like there's something wrong with you. But really it's that your light shines so bright. It's like, it makes people uncomfortable or something like that is like the vibe that I'm getting. I want to look into this transmute card. I'm just starting to work with this deck. I just got it today, earlier today. So obviously I know what transmute means. It's about taking, it's like the process of like alchemization, taking something and turning it into something else. Let's see though what this says. Number 44, it's an air energy. Again, we have like all these angel numbers. Like we had number 11 here. This is a number 44, or it's on page 44. But okay, within you lies the ability to take dense energy and turn it into a lighter and higher vibration. You can do this in response to constricting situations, difficult relationships, or blockages within your internal landscape. Sometimes we do not need to consciously work at the issue, but simply have the intention of doing so. This card is an invitation to identifying that which needs to shift and creating a sacred container for what you want to transmute. I like that this is saying a sacred container because that's what this is reminding me of. This is about not being so affected by the outside world. This is what your spirit guides want to convey to you. Like, try to like be self-contained, self-motivating, what's the word I'm looking for? Like be able to nourish yourself and feed yourself, self-validating, enriching. I'm thinking of the earthworm, like enriching like nutrients and things like that, like getting it from the earth and things like that. Like get it from nature, get it from meditation, get it from other things, like, you know what I mean? Like get it from the satisfaction of knowing that you're doing the right thing, instead of having, you know, maybe other people are going to look at you and their vision is not correct. I feel like people don't see you the way that you actually are. Even like I just went to this peacock here. I feel like people could think that you're kind of like high and mighty. And you see how, okay, so you see how this peacock has these things on its head, whatever they're called. I don't know what that's supposed to be called. It almost looks like this crocodile's eye. So it's making me think that when like the crocodile looks at the peacock, it sees, which is you, like the earthworm, but they see this peacock, this proud, like they're like kind of, they're transmuting your energy into something that it's not, and it's like almost like a reflection of what they see. Like, that's kind of how I'm looking at this. That's kind of cray. So it's like, it's not who you actually are, and you have to understand that people just don't have the ability to see that. It's like people want to judge you maybe by their own actions. If we're talking about maybe like people that are you know, not as spiritually evolved as you and kind of putting you down. But if this is also just about people that are maybe even like your friends and family that are concerned if you have some sort of a dream, some sort of a pipe dream as they would call it, and they're seeing maybe that you're not, almost like, oh, like, who are you to think that you could be like famous, or that you could be like, put yourself out there and be successful. Like, that's kind of like a pipe dream. And but that could be their own, like, they don't think that they themselves could ever do that, and they're placing their limitations on you, if that makes sense. Because I see that your spirit guides here with the Emperor, you have bread and protection. Like, the Emperor card is here. So that to me is a sign that, I don't think this has a book, but yeah, that to me is a sign that like you have the ability to be successful. Canned heat, I don't know what that's really, if that's like a group from Woodstock or something like that. Like, I gotta be honest, I'm not too familiar with it. But I think this is a super cool deck, so I don't care, I love it. But I'm just gonna say, like, canned heat, again, I'm getting that energy of like being self-contained, like having that light within you, that heat, that fire, that ability to sustain yourself. I mean, you are a fire sign, you have Aries in you, that fiery energy. So you have that light within you, and it's, you have that energy of success within you and that fire to keep yourself going. And with this fork in the road, that's making me think that you could be very confused about if you're going in the right direction or not. This could be a good time for you to sort of take a minute to like sit down with yourself and take stock of where you are and where you want to continue going. And if I feel like you could be really like influenced by the other people around you, even though it's like, you know better. It's like, because I'm almost seeing this as like, there's like a baboon here, and there's like this I feel like is you, whatever animal this is supposed to be, some sort of deer, elk, antler animal here, but there's like an owl on its shoulder, which is, or back, that's reminding me of like your spirit guide. And it's almost like these fools are kind of making you doubt your direction. And it's like your spirit guides aren't going to like step in. They want you to figure this out. They want you to go through this period of frustration, because it's going to like help transmute your fears into courage, kind of like help you to like cultivate the courage that you need in order to keep going on your journey. Because again, this isn't an easy one. I feel like the Emperor doesn't just like get to be the Emperor by being born into like a family. Like, the Emperor is like a warrior. Like, it has to like fight for his spot. Like, you know what I mean? That's like the sort of like Aries energy that I get from like the Emperor. I don't just get like a King of Pentacles energy, because then I feel like the Emperor would be like a Taurus. Like, you know what I mean? This is more like, I fought for my right to be here at this spot. And it's like, you know, it's, we like that, oh, I'm a warrior, I'm this and that, but it's like, sometimes like you have to actually do that battle, and like you have to be strong. And I feel like that's what this situation calls for, whatever's going on in your life right now. Hopefully this is resonating. But okay, so let's go. And it doesn't have to be some grand spiritual calling. It could literally just be the way you conduct yourself in the world, leading by example. And I think that is the way to change the world. It's not like, a lot of times people look outside of themselves like, oh, we're finally going to get a president that's going to like, you know, change, like, you know, make some new laws that are going to like change the way the world works. But that's not really the way. Like, that's not going to ever do anything. Like, the way is to like cultivate this compassion and this love and this kindness inside of yourself, and like be that example, be the change you wish to see in the world. And it's like, you may not get immediate results. I feel like the transmutation process can be a lengthy process. We had that 10 years later kind of a thing, 10 years after, but it's like your actions and your words could be the kinds of things that people like reflect on later, even if they don't change right away. It's like, it makes them, don't ever underestimate the power of your words. I feel like that was in this card as well. Like, don't underestimate the effect that like, you know, you and people like you can have on other people. And it's like, just like, this is looking to me like a ripple effect. It's like your light is going and creating, like making people pause and think for a second, even if they're acting in an ugly way. even towards you, and you're still like responding in a way with like kind of like a quiet strength. Like it makes people stop to think, like it makes them question their own behavior, even if just for a minute, even if they're still living in denial land, like, you know, like they may come back to it later. So, okay, let's continue on. So how do we want to phrase this? What else do your spirit guides want you to know? We have the Two of Wands, again, coming out right under this fork in the road energy. Okay. I feel like you're kind of afraid to let yourself like be bigger. I feel like you almost want to stay small because maybe you sense somehow subconsciously that the effect that your energy has on other people with this canned heat, I feel like you want to keep it contained, like a little bit too contained, but almost because you're afraid to shine. I feel like you want to stay here at your home. It's like you see the world, you want to like explore and put yourself out there. It's like you're this Queen of Wands or King of Wands, whatever. But it's like you want to like stay small and sheltered. You like don't want people to see this light because either you know that they have this like distorted perception of you, this reaction to your energy, or you're just like scared, you know, things like that. So I feel like that's what Spirit's really drawing to my attention here too. Like with this eruption, it's like, no, let it out. Oh, we have the Knight of Swords. Okay. What else do we want Aries to know? We have the Seven of Swords. The Empress. And the Hermit. We have death energy coming through, and we have the number 13 here as well. So I feel like that's coming through pretty significantly. So let's start with these two major arcanas we have because they're carrying the most weight in this reading. The Empress and the Hermit. The Empress is about receiving beauty, love, devotion, things like that. Thinking about Taurus and Libra, but really Venus is like the Empress. And then we have the Hermit energy, which is a Virgo energy. I feel that you could feel very much so that you're like walking alone in this life. It's like, I feel like a lot of times you have a distorted perception of yourself as well. Like, I feel like this is really who you are, like this Empress energy, this beautiful, giving, loving spirit. But people, I think in the past have just like taken things away from you. The Seven of Swords is just like, ha ha ha. Like, I think people enjoy putting you down and they almost feel like they have the right to because they see you shining so brightly. Like, we had the Queen of Wands, forget the Queen of Wands. The Empress is like all four queens combined. You know what I mean? Like, this is you, like your ability, your power. Like, people sense your power. It's a quiet power, but it's a power all the same. Like I was saying, that feminine energy, and whether you're a male or a female, it's like that soft, lovely, beautiful energy. You could have like Libra or Taurus in your chart, or a lot of placements in the second house, or even the seventh house and things like that. Like, I'm getting like that fair balance, just beautiful soul that you have. And it's like people react negatively to your energy and they treat you in untoward ways, and then it's like they want to prove you wrong, they want to poke the bear, they want to make you act in a way that's not in this character. They think it can't be real because it's something that they could never do. It's like they want to take from you, they want to knock you down. Maybe this is speaking with the Seven of Swords of people, you know, telling tales about you, telling lies about you, talking bad about you and things like that. But it's I see a very clear picture here of that. So yeah, I mean, I just feel like, yeah, going back to this fork in the road energy and this Two of Wands, it's other people's opinions, other people's limiting beliefs, or even just the fear of that has really contributed to you feeling tethered to where you are now and unable to sort of let yourself move forward. And with this Knight of Swords, I'm kind of confused about that. I admit I want to get with the Four of Swords. I feel like this is more so just about your own thoughts here coming at you, but I feel like your own thoughts are based off of what other people have maybe done to you or the way that other people have acted towards you. It's like people have like robbed you of your peace, I feel, and disturbed your peace here, and have just made you fear life and just made you really doubt yourself. And like I was saying, I think you are afraid to like let yourself shine. It's almost like you try to keep your light compartmentalized here, maybe only in the privacy of your own self. Like you feel that, yeah, because this eruption of light, like maybe this is you standing here, and it's like we have to like open up this door and just let that light come out. It's like, it's very interesting to me. Like there's something about hiding yourself away, not wanting yourself to be seen. Yeah, like being very contained um into yourself and not wanting to show and just be like the beautiful person that you are. Let's go back to this transmute energy. It says scarab. Like all beetles, the scarab goes through a metamorphosis, which is often associated with rebirth. Interesting, because we had the death card at the bottom of the deck. However, the scarab's magic also lies in its egg-laying ritual. The scarab will take a piece of dung and roll it east to west, eventually laying eggs within the dung. Okay. After about a month, it rolls the dung into water to soften it, and the eggs can finally hatch. The scarab invites you to look at the world, even that which seems mundane and dung-like, as an opportunity for alchemy and rebirth. I actually love this, and I'm so glad that I read this. So I feel like, right, like these circumstances that you find yourself in dealing with these sorts of people, I think Spirit saying this is really like the sorts of situations that are going to like bring out your light the most. It's very easy to be kind and compassionate and be understanding, even within yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to, like, if someone's like being mean to you, to be like, oh, it's okay, I love you. Like, no one's saying that. But like trying to like understand your enemy. It's very easy to understand it can be easier to understand like the people that you consider yourself close to, whether that be your parents, if you have a good relationship with them, your friends, your lover, whoever it is, husband, your wife, your best friend, your boss, if you have a good relation, whoever you have or like a good relationship with. It's very easy to try to be understanding and compassionate towards these kinds of people. It takes a different kind of strength to understand your enemies, to understand the people that have taken from you, that have done you harm. That is like, those are the things that really show who you really are. And this is like the kinds of things that you may even feel like other people get the sort of acclaim that you feel that you deserve. And it's normal to want to be recognized for those kinds of things. You may feel like there's people that you feel aren't even really good people, that people are like, oh, they're such a great person because they're like almost putting on a good show or something like that. They're coming in to save the day. They're like the saviors, but they're really only doing it for their own, like, image in the public eye. Does that make sense? And meanwhile, you're like quietly trying to understand people, praying for your enemies and doing things behind the scenes that like your spirit guides see, but maybe nobody else sees. Does that make sense? And it's like that like inner goodness in you, this light within you, that is what's special here. And you may feel like it's not recognized by other people, but in a way it is. In a way, the way that you're treated badly sometimes is maybe like, it's like a warped way of like people seeing that in you. But it's like, it's not fair, but it is what it is, and it is molding you and strengthening you in a way that just if you had like an easy breezy life surrounded by only people that you love, it wouldn't have the same effect. Like, does that make sense? Ooh, all right, so let's see what else we can get. We're gonna just get some advice and we're gonna close here. I like this message so far. What is the remaining, any last minute, any advice left for Aries? I was thinking about getting tea leaves and stuff, but I feel like this is more of like a broad spiritual message. Like I was saying, it's not about like, oh, this is what's going to happen to you next. So it's almost like on a soul level, like Spirit just wanted to have a little talk with you of like, hey, like FYI, you're powerful, beautiful, amazing light in this world. And please don't ever forget it. They just wanted to remind you of that. So what else does Aries need to hear from there? Spirit guides, any last advice, words of encouragement, anything that they would like to share with Aries before we close? We have healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. So yeah, that more soft energy is like what I feel Spirit is wanting to call your attention to. I'm not going to take all those. I'm sorry. Just like one at a time, please, or two at the most. Oop. Boundaries. Ooh. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? And again, like it's safe to soften, but it's also like trying to like trying to find that like happy medium between like being a soft, kind, and loving person and cultivating these boundaries and keeping them in place, because clearly there are people wanting to take from you. You see these hands like grabbing. It's like you have to like learn to recognize that behavior and try to meld that hardness and that softness together. I feel like this is coming out over the Emperor here, where it's like sometimes like that tough emperor male protective energy is needed to come out in you, but it could still come out with like a kind word like, oh no thank you, but it's still no thank you. Like, you know, and it is still a no. So what else, what other words does Aries need right now? What has their spirit guides been wanting to say to them? The Great Gathering, it's all coming together, intuitive hits, and soul tribe. I feel, and look, soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So that's 2 cards talking about soul tribe. So if you don't feel like I feel like this is a lot about the people in your life and not feeling like you're vibing with them. And I feel like Spirit's saying like you are going to find them, you are going to be drawn to them, but it's almost like you have to walk through this desert first and climb these mountains to like have this strengthening process happen, in order to like, you know, like build this strength within you. But, or it could mean that you have some people in your life that are serving as this, and like even when you have a bad day, it's like you can go back to these people and sort of reconvene with them and be reminded of like the goodness in the world besides like yourself, like the people that you know that you consider soul family that have the same energy and vibe as you. And then we have, you're already doing it, stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. This was in reverse, so I feel like this is something that you doubt. I feel like this is more about you almost feeling like you're letting your spirit guides down and that you're not where you're supposed to be and that you're slacking and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I think Spirit's like, why do you think that you're not amazing? Like, why do you think, even if it sometimes like, because we see healing is happening and transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. A lot of times the healing process involves like sitting around crying and feeling depressed for a little while until you kind of like get yourself up and out. This girl always looks to me like someone exercising and running, so it's like almost like it's like jogging up this hill. So it's like you maybe feel like you haven't really been active lately, and that was kind of like that first message that we have, that your voice, do use it, almost like you haven't been using your voice and you haven't been. But it's like Spirit's like whatever's going on, I feel like I don't know, even if you're not maybe you're not following your soul as well as like you could be, it's like you maybe needed to veer off course to realize that and get back on the course or something like that. So it's okay for that to happen. And then one last one, transformation coming through again. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. And there's a lot about like death and transformation. So I feel like I feel like your whole life has been one big like transformative process. We had the where the heck is that book I was reading? Oh, right here. We had the Moldavite card from this transmute, and I know that like that's like that crystal that people get and then all of a sudden their life starts like falling apart and they start breaking up and all these relationships, they lose their job and all this crazy stuff starts happening to them. And I feel like you could have had a lot of that in your life. This says there's a lot of mystery surrounding Moldavite, as we are not sure exactly how it comes to be beyond the fact that it comes from space. The strongest theory is that it came from the impact of a giant meteor about 14.7 million years ago. Because of this, Moldavite brings about quick transformations and shifts, helpful for when you know something needs to be shifted but you are unsure of how. Moldavite brings the mysterious power of the ethers. Use Moldavite as an ally when you are feeling stuck and need to help shifting out of it. So it's like I feel like a lot of situations, a lot of like with the Seven of Swords, I was kind of getting that, like where there was a lot of like change and sort of bad things that maybe happened in your life that forced you to like go through these processes and go through this pain here, but it's like imbuing you with wisdom. Is that the right way to say that? We have the wasteland, sustainability, slow down, and tend to your garden. So again, even if you feel like you're not being productive, I feel like your ancestors here, your spirit guides are watching over you very closely, and they feel that you're exactly where you need to be right now. So trust the process. But we are going to leave that there today, guys. Happy holidays, whatever way you celebrate. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope your spirit guides like the way I brought through their message for you. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good night, day or night, wherever you are. Okay, bye.